Right. Right.
Mm.
Um, so I guess we'll start it off by saying, how you feeling, Dot?
Uh, I'm feeling good. Um, bro, I was just watching this Kendrick shit.
Yeah.
This nigga's amazing.
What do you, man? See,
The New
I'm
York
not,
Times
I'm not
did
a,
a
I'm not a huge kid.
article.
I'm not a huge Kendrick fan. I'll just say that. Like, cool, but I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how I feel about Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? He,
I
he's
love Kendrick.
he's cool. I mean, nah, he's dope. He's really dope. Like his last, I got more into it, his last stuff, aesthetics and stuff like that. He crushed it. I remember, what was it? Was he on? Was it like Jimmy Fallon or something where he had like, or was it?
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, yeah. I really fucked with that performance.
Yeah, that
Plus,
set was crazy.
yeah,
I mean,
his set was
I think
crazy. His outfit was crazy. Uh, he killed that.
I think creatively, whole aesthetic and what the art he actually makes. I don't think nobody is fucking with him.
Nah, not his artistry is unreal. You know what I'm saying? His artistry is unreal. But more so like, I like his
I was
business.
saying, why it ain't your cup of tea though? I'm
Uh,
just curious.
uh, I don't know. I can't really pinpoint it. I just never got into Kendrick. You know what I mean? And I might be missing out. You know what I mean? But right now, I do vibe with like some of his new stuff, and like his vibration on that Saturday Saturday Night Live show was crazy. I fuck with that. Like aesthetically, his aesthetics and everything was good. But for the most part, like I like his business mind too. He got out of TDE.
Yeah,
He's not with them no more. Why'd he leave?
because he got his own imprint. His contract was up.
Okay, yeah,
His shit called PG Lane.
yeah. I fuck with that too because that little commercial he did, yeah, it was dope.
Yeah,
How he was trying to,
bro.
he was,
Everything they do is creative. I think my favorite too, like you feel me, creative houses is them and basically anything except Rocky does.
yeah, yeah. I fuck with that too.
And anything Tyler does too. Those are like my three that I'll be like super studying and super
Nah,
watching and
Tyler,
shit.
man, he's so dope because he's just authentically himself. You know what I'm saying? Like he does whatever he wants to, and he stays true to him. ASAP does the same thing. I think Kendrick does the same thing. But I like Tyler because like business mind, man. ASAP's. I'm not sure about ASAP's business mind because he's not really vocal about those things. But like um, the interview you sent me.
And also, I was gonna say, and also everybody ain't a businessman. You
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah, for sure. They got certain things around them. You know what I'm saying? That handles
Yeah,
that part. But like
for sure.
I like how Tyler's so vocal about that. You know what I mean? As far as
Mhm.
what he puts out there and his just his whole vibe is really dope.
Yeah, I think more than anything, just being an artist and creating from a certain place.
Hmm.
I think I admire. Those are the three entities and people that I like. Really am learning how to be like a better, more authentic like artist and just the artistry and what they doing right now is
Hmm.
amazing to me.
Yeah, nah, he's doing a really good job. Um, um, that like that I told you like that last interview you sent me like
Mhm.
he was just explaining the cost of everything
Mhm.
and for him to say that and be at such a high level and he still is having trouble getting the cost and finding the factories and just going through that whole process that someone like
Mhm.
myself, someone like you know, we're still trying to figure those things out. And he's on that big stage and he's telling the masses, like, man, like for I like trunks, and for me to get the handcrafted stuff and certain price points you can't get to, and I don't think people realize. Um, I don't think the masses realize that. And of course, it's not their job. Like you said, everybody's not business. Everybody's really not
Mhm.
into that. They see what they see and kind of go with it. But you know, price points and everything. Like you see what I had to go through with
For
just
sure.
30 minutes ago talking to manufacturer and basically things being stuck for a month in customs and
Facts.
price points are going up due to inflation, and you see the shipping going up to maybe it was 1,000 for a certain amount of pieces, now it's 2,000 to ship,
Yeah. And I think how we working right now, it's like, nigga, I think with everything we do now, especially when you get them clothes in, when you get them shipments in, feel me? Main objective is to be ready, get that shit done, get that
yeah,
shit sold,
yeah,
get some more. You
exactly,
feel me? So them niggas would be like, "Oh, you're a priority. You
yeah,
sell, you
yeah,
you buy a
yeah,
lot, you sell a
yeah,
lot.
and
So
and
nigga,
that's
you gotta,
and that's really a
yeah,
thing too. Like they
mm,
not fucking with, like, they're going to prioritize the bigger bulks that they get. They're not
yeah,
like they'll, like, if you're doing
mm,
small bulk numbers, man, they'll take forever to get your shit.
yeah.
They'll
You only buy once or twice a year. They
yeah,
like, man,
yeah. You know what
feel
I'm
me?
saying? Like they not gonna take you serious, and then people don't understand, like, oh, you're only so the masses, like, let's say a Ralph Lauren,
Hmm.
how many pieces do you think he's getting per polo? Something crazy. So
Yeah, something crazy.
he gets a great price where, you know,
Yeah, because
you
you have exclusive shit. You have the shit that's sold everywhere.
yeah, you
Like,
might,
oh, we only selling this in our New York store.
but when
Like,
you're a small business brand
mhm,
trying to scale, they people don't understand that you may be paying crazy prices, and they think, oh well, I want a sweatshirt at $60, but they don't understand your price point just doesn't reflect that. And they're like,
mhm,
why doesn't it reflect that? Here's why it doesn't reflect that. Because where Ralph Lauren may be buying a bulk of, let's say, one sweatshirt with the red polo zipping up,
mhm,
he's buying 40,000 of those sweatshirts and placing them
mhm,
certain places. You know what I'm saying? Placing them across the
mhm.
world, where you're buying 100, maybe 50 per that style. Who you think is going to get the better pricing?
Yeah,
Ralph Lauren's going to get the better pricing.
yeah. The person who's buying more for
the
sure.
but the masses don't understand that when you got people that want to buy 25 per style quantities, these manufacturers
Or
go,
it's just important for people to know that anybody that's trying to like do what you trying to do and just creating a brand and trying to build it, especially with like manufacturers, like that's the first step. And then you feel me, you do have to show and prove as you build. So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's just the important thing to know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a very important thing to know. That that's, I think that's why we're doing this, is to give that
Hmm.
information out. Is man, it's, you can do it, but you have to be prepared to pay those high prices at first. You have to be
Hmm.
prepared to, not know. When I first started going to getting hats printed or t-shirts printed, I'm going to your local skate shop or whatever to get that stuff off, and the
Hmm.
numbers are crazy. You know what I mean? You only getting I remember my first sweatshirt, Barry, and then it had some embroidery on it. I paid them, I want to say $45, or was it
Hmm.
$50 per sweatshirt, and then I was trying to flip it and sell it for 100, because you're supposed
Yeah.
to double up, you know what I'm saying, and try to make this thing profitable. And a lot of people kind of was mad at the price points, and it's just like, hey, listen, I, I mean, I don't know what else you expect from me, you know what I'm saying, in that
Yeah.
realm. Yeah, I could have flipped them and got them off faster if I did 50, but it would have been like you said,
Hmm.
you could do that, and that's one way to really do it. You know what I mean? Is just to get it off quick and get your brand recognition out there, especially if you have a job on the side where you don't really need to make the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how you always stood on that though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, it's subjective though,
no,
because
it's definitely subjective. No, I know.
I
I
wouldn't
know.
recommend that for everyone because
Mhm.
it I've always viewed the brand in a light of quality and taking your time and sourcing that quality that you want, embroidery, things that really stand out on a garment. You know, that's important to
Mhm.
me. That's not important to everybody.
Yeah.
Some people are in here to turn profit and you know um, you know get it out to the masses, which I want to, but I want to do it in the right way. And like you said, some people will buy that $50 sweatshirt and sell it for 65 and only make a $15 profit off of it, just getting it off,
Mhm.
and then they go ahead and reorder again, get it off. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know what's your view on it? How like
Nah, I think just overall, I think the landscape needs everybody and not every brand, but I think at every tier, like there's always gonna be people like from different places buying different price points and different types of shit.
yeah,
So it's like that's why my motto with everything is like be clear on your intentions on what you want to do
hmm
and then figure out how to do it. It's
yeah,
like because you always gonna have people that likes fast fashion, like cool sweatsuits to go with that shoe,
yeah,
and then it's gonna get dingy and have holes in it,
yeah,
and then they just go buy another one at the same price point.
yeah.
Like,
And they fine with
and
that. Yeah,
you feel me? And they
yeah,
cool with that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But me, I been been doing it.
I just like talking about both sides of the spectrum and how
No, that's a very fair.
everything, yeah, and how everything really like needs each other. Cause
Yeah,
it's like if you feel me,
if everybody did it
cause
at this point, then
mm,
you're right. It's got to balance itself out. It's no knock
mm,
to fast fashion or anything like that because
mm.
people like what they like. You know what I'm saying? If you can,
Nah, I'm not knock. It's
yeah,
not about not. It's
yeah.
not even knocking.
But
It's
no,
just
no, a
like
lot of but
I
a
like
lot of
to.
do a lot
Mm,
of people do, and not to cut you, but a lot of people do knock
mm,
fast fashion. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
They don't like it, especially like other designers, other brands that are
Mm,
aiming for that higher quality. Um, they see it as a threat because I don't know why they see it as a threat. I can't speak for them, but I don't see
I
it as
think
I don't see
I
it as a
think
threat.
those people that see it as a threat, obviously they run into business, but I think they've never probably even encountered or had a conversation with people that don't spend a lot of money on clothes.
Yeah, yeah, because it doesn't.
That's why
Some people it
that's why
does
I
not
never want
matter.
to. Yeah, I just never want to get too closed minded, especially just from a creator's perspective.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
somebody who creates shit, it's like okay, there's consumers out here buying all types of shit.
Yeah. And then you don't know who controls it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like these corporations, you can get in deals with them and they have their manufacturing, you have your manufacturing. If it doesn't make sense
Mhm.
for them on the bottom line to invest in your manufacturing, they're going to go the cheaper route to make the most profit. So sometimes you see these brands that are popping, they do a deal with a store and
Mhm.
they do a deal with a store and you go in there and the quality's not the best and you're like, well, this ain't what this is not the quality that I got offline from them. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And
For
it's just
sure.
like it's different price points though. That's when you play the price point game. Okay, what did you get it for in this big retail store versus the
Mhm.
online pricing? For 9 times out of 10, the online pricing is going to be higher
Yeah.
in that aspect than what you see in the stores because they had the brands don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to, but they do want brand
Uh,
recognition.
oh,
Yeah,
especially big brands. That's
yeah,
why it's like
I mean,
You
no,
feel me?
no, those corporations. Well, not. The, that's why those big brands like Louis and stuff. You don't see them. They created their own flagship. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
And their price points are their price points. They're kind of like I wouldn't call them. Well, they are. They're like Macy's. If they wanted to scale that big, they could. But they
mhm,
choose to take the smaller boutique route, more intimate, security guard at the front, just to keep that prestigious name and look to them. But that again, everything is subjective based on your customer, and
mhm,
a lot of people when they first start out, they don't know who their target audience is, and that's the thing that
mhm,
you develop over time, because when you first start you have an ideal of who you want in your product, and
mhm,
then you look at it and you're like, okay, well, I want this target audience, I want these people to fuck with it. um, Maybe I should go this route, and that route may not work.
mhm.
Or you may have people telling you, well, you need to cut your prices down, your price points. But
Yeah,
I would
and
say,
that's why I love yeah, that's why I love the internet too
yeah.
because it ain't like shit like YouTube because the dude that we just watched, I would never send him certain shit. It's like, I just know he I just know he's not gonna wear
Yeah, yeah.
it.
But you don't
But the
know
fact
but you don't know that when you first start. You don't know,
no, you don't.
like
But
you
what
yeah,
I'm saying is now because of the internet and because you can see people's lives, it's like you can almost tell, okay, you might find a YouTuber that say you was trying to get into high fashion
yeah,
or you was making like, you feel me, maybe 2 pieces a month and
yeah,
you like, I need to find somebody to put this in.
yeah,
You go to YouTube, you see a nigga like this, it's like, you feel me?
yeah,
Okay, I need to track him down and send him these 2 pieces so he can wear them on his channel
yeah,
because he's at all the shows.
yeah,
He's doing vlogs,
yeah,
but he does high fashion. But if I'm a nigga that's trying to make couture or trying to make some shit and I wanna you feel me, I wanna find my community, I can go find my community through niggas that I see are doing either the same type of shit I am or are wearing the same type of shit
yeah,
I make.
yeah. And then like for instance, if your shit is ill enough, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
some of those bloggers that be at them high fashion shows is still rock it, if even if it's not
No, for
the
sure.
best material, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if you have aspirations of growing your brand in a certain area, or you see it on a certain someone, like I'll never forget that, I didn't have the best resources, but I was, going through wholesale trying to find
Mhm.
that great quality t-shirt. And I was in New York, and I was in lower Manhattan, and I saw Luca. Um,
Mhm.
and I gave him the shirt, did that whole spiel, told him who I was, gave him the shirt and stuff like that. But you could tell by just his interaction with the shirt that I
He knew
wasn't
what the fuck it
yeah, I
yeah.
wasn't there yet. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
and he knew what the fuck, you feel me,
yeah,
material he probably
yeah,
knew
yeah,
you could probably tell how he was looking at it,
yeah,
like
yeah,
he knew what the fuck he was looking for
yeah,
in the
yeah,
shirt.
yeah. And you don't
Mhm.
want to,
Overshoot?
well, not overshoot. Always shoot your shot. I'm a nigga that's gonna tell you always shoot, no matter what, shoot your fucking
Mhm.
shot, because you never know. But you that was a learning experience for me. That wasn't an
Mhm.
L. That was
Okay.
just a learning experience of like, okay, he didn't fuck with that. Okay, what do I need to do, or what do I need to look up to see what he fucks with? So I seen him. He,
Mhm.
he walked out of open ceremony, so I went into open. And this is like
See,
the
and that's
way this
exactly
is
what
in
I
the
was saying,
this
that
is in the
when you
way beginning stages. So I walked
mhm,
into open ceremony, and I had my t-shirt on, and I just start picking up the garments, and I
mhm,
started picking up the t-shirts and feeling like how heavy they were, and how light
mhm,
mine was, and I didn't have the proper tags. I didn't have, and it's like no fucking. like that's the reason, bro. You can't be mad at anybody but yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Because
but sometimes you do that shit, you be like, "My whole life is a lie."
yeah,
Like,
yeah, but you can't. That's when a lot of people get like discouraged,
nah, for sure.
and for
You
me,
right.
and for me, I looked at that moment like, man, fuck. I know he not fucking with it right now, but just watch.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Watch what I grow
Facts.
into, and he'll fuck with it then. You know what I mean? And you not everybody's gonna have that. You know, a lot of people would take that moment and be like, man, I failed. Nah, he walked out of this store, go see. He walked out of there with a couple of bags, go see what he fucks with. And then you mimic that. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
if you have aspirations of wanting it on that type of individual or that caliber of person, blog or whatever, see
Mhm.
what they rocking. And then once you see what they rocking, source it. Go source it and see how
Yep.
it feels. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say.
Very valuable information right there. That's what I was hoping to get. You feel me?
Yeah, I,
That's something some niggas can learn from.
yeah, and I mean that's just how you
Just
have
don't
to
be
go ahead.
Yeah, don't. I was like, niggas, don't be discouraged if you make one mistake or your shit ain't where you want it to be. Just evaluate and learn and move on.
But yeah, you can't. A lot of people can't get discouraged about that. You got to understand these brands that have factories in Italy. They they work with the fucking best. They have private labels. They have you know you wouldn't imagine what these dudes have. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Something that a lot of people like a dude like Tyler, he's still trying to figure it out because they're not. They're, I know he knows
Hmm.
plenty of people that will fucking work at Louis that
For sure.
they're not going to give him the production
Yeah.
house because he has a brand. They're not going to
Hmm.
do that for him. You know,
No, they're not. And
so
and I think it's important because what we doing right now is just talking and trying to like we're really talking to the kid that just sees you, that sees what people do and want to brand. But a lot of people that want to brand and see what other people are doing are really delusional
mhm.
and thinking that it's easy and thinking
You,
um that it's just a layup when that's a lot of what
people
I think.
people think it's a
Yeah,
people think it's a layup.
yeah.
People think it's a layup because that's what the social media has told you.
Mhm.
It's social media is good. It can be bad and good for you. It's just how you view it. You know what I'm saying? So people think it's a layup because they see everybody doing it, but is everybody
Mhm.
doing it the right way? I consulted with somebody that's in the fashion industry, and they said you see a lot of mediocre brands win
Mhm.
because their business is right.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? Like like your
Mhm.
business has to be right. A lot of people
That
don't
too.
understand that even though you're fucking creative and you might have this
Mhm.
one hot thing, but it might not work, or it
Yeah.
might work because you have a big following on social media, and it takes that one person, you know what I'm saying, to follow to see your shit and just shout it out or say I want it, and they put it on somewhere. It can work many ways, but
Mhm.
my point is your structure has to be right.
Mhm.
I would say yeah, I'm a creative, but um, I really like the business aspect of like learning detailed Excel sheets, knowing where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
the flow of that is the exciting part. You know what I
Do
mean?
you think do you think focusing more on that do you think focusing more on that takes away from your creative part of your brain? I'm just curious.
It can. In some aspects, it can, but you got to find that good, healthy balance of all right. Well, I'm going to over create for a month, and I'm going to just, or I'm gonna over create for a week. I'm gonna
Mhm.
over create. I'm gonna make as much shit as I can, draw out shit, do this,
Mhm.
do that. Then I'm going to then I'm going to work on the business as well. And then, like we talked
Mhm,
about, like delegating. If you have a
mhm,
team, go get that one person that's really dope at business. If that's something that you don't want to handle, but I
mhm,
like to see the numbers. I like to know everything. I like to see.
mhm,
It's not micromanaging. I'll delegate that task, and I'm just now starting to get a team, so it's like I'm gonna delegate that task to uh, um, Camry. You know,
mhm,
I'm gonna delegate that task, that creative director role to Dot. You know what I'm saying, and have
mhm,
him really dive into that stuff to where I can kind of focus on the business. Then you get, you know, a graphic designer on the side that can kind of help you bring your vision to
mhm.
light. You know, you can just communicate with them and say, listen, I want this, and that. Get it to me
Yeah.
in get it to me in a couple days. Then you find your tech pack guy and have him do what you need to do. You know, so delegating those tasks, then you become the creative director for your own brand. You're not so much
Mhm.
hands on. You're just over the direction. Like, as you can see in like Virgil's
Just
videos, he had a bunch of designers around him to where he was just a
mhm,
mastermind, and he listened a lot. And that's what I'm starting to do, is like listen to the people around me
yeah,
that
and I think you get to a point when you rising up in that section where people admire you and what you do so much that they end up knowing how to be you
yeah,
more
yeah,
than
yeah.
more than you
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. They see that because they believe in your vision, and you made that. You like you told me the other day. You got to make it so clean cut for your
Mhm,
team that they start seeing through your eyes. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
It,
That goes back to what I say about Steven Spielberg all the
yeah,
time. Like they say he's bro out of I think out of like they with movies they probably take 3 months. They said altogether he's only on set for like a month
yeah.
because he's so renowned and got in at such a level to where everybody on set knows how to be him and make his DNA of movie almost better than him.
hmm no, I mean,
Mhm,
like you was just saying, like you said, it's all about
mhm,
when you want to move that. Do you think Diddy or Steve Jobs and all those greats, Hove or
mhm.
whoever, you know, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, do you think how do you think they are able to accomplish so much? You home in on that one thing that you're great at. Once that gets to a certain level, you delegate it so you can start doing more things. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes, and that's where, you know, I have an exit plan for Wild Things in the next couple of
But
years.
hold
You
up,
know,
let's back up a little bit.
all right.
I think the bigger conversation is like before we get to what you was just saying
hmm
is having a DNA and knowing the DNA. That's why
Yeah,
I think I put so much emphasis on it right now is because I'm in a spot where all year I was playing with different styles and doing different stuff and trying to figure out the DNA of certain shit I'm doing because I think the biggest way you become a driving force and you're able to delegate, especially in creative spaces and you feel me, just in those type of businesses anyway, is like their DNA and brand and the identity of the stuff they do is so strong
hmm
that it's easy to look at it and be like, okay, I can like it's easy for Steve Jobs to be gone and the iPhone still have his DNA.
yeah, yeah,
Like you hear people say, "Oh, Steve Jobs, this still feels like Steve Jobs." You
yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
Like,
But that's just mimic,
yeah.
like he laid the blueprint down in what I would say for Wild
And he
Things.
had a strong sense of like that's why I say this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Is yeah, you have these people that I've named and we like going through like they have a strong sense of identity and a strong sense of self
Yeah,
to where it's like, okay, that's some shit Steve Jobs would do, or thi
Yeah.
that he would yell like, Steve would yell at niggas about this. He
Yeah.
would, like, say something
Yeah.
about this
Yeah.
because his identity and what he wanted, and he was so strong about it,
Mhm.
and so, like, "Nigga, we gotta have fun, we gotta do this, we gotta do that." Like, he was so strong about those things that his identity is infectious, and what he wanted and what he did was so infectious that these products, even though they keep making them and he's gone, they still have his DNA.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's super important is for
Mhm,
brand identity and that's one of the main things that um for this year that I wanted to, kind of home in on.
mhm,
I think more so like you've told me that and you talked to me about that a lot is
mhm,
what is the brand identity. And for me, Wild Things, what I said, man, it can my whole purpose for this brand is for it to speak to everyone because essentially, everyone is a wild thing. No matter what you believe in, the true definition
mhm,
of it is just finding that inner wild thing in you and kind of exploding in that area, whether it's a doctor, whether it's your average creative, whether, a car salesman, it doesn't matter. It's to tap into that thing that's going to help you elevate and grow and be something. Um, so for me, it's several different layers to me. So I kind of what I'm feeling in that moment, that's how I create. I could
for
be,
sure.
I could feel a tux one day and try to create around that, or I can, you know, um, be super urban or be super. I don't know. I've experienced the world, so it's kind of like I kind of use that cultural
Mhm,
experience to speak within my brand right now. It's the
mhm,
simplicity of everything, mastering my mind and mastering who I
mhm,
am. So
for sure.
that's where I'm at with the brand right now. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and I think it's an important conversation because I think a lot of the people that we, at least me, I ain't gonna say we, at least a lot of the people that have been talking to me and coming to me and venting and a lot of creatives that
Hmm.
I just surround myself with, they all create at a high level, but I think everybody's to a point where people keep saying, "I need a team, I need a team,"
Yeah.
but it's how much are you courting your team? How much are you spending time with people that you want to be on your team?
Hmm.
Like, how much are you communicating with your team? Like, and I think it's important and it's dope that you're building a team because it's helping me um, figure out figure out the dynamics of that and helping you figure out the dynamics of that is just helping me too because I think it's very important. But I definitely think people should need to communicate more. Niggas need to spend time just um getting to know their team, like whether it be like watching some videos. That's why
Bonding.
I'm big on like niggas having those big conversations where people are just talking and
You like
yeah,
community. You
and
you
people
you
are
you you like community. You like
mm,
the gather to think and correlate thoughts and having a good time to where it's just organic and the material comes out super super organic and I'm
yeah,
with
because
that
I
too.
think in my eyes that's the only way
That's
it
the
could
only
work,
way to
bro.
yeah, that's the only way
That's the only
to
way it could work.
yeah, that's the only way that you can really get someone to believe in your vision. And I think for me,
And they have to feel like they're working with you and not
yeah,
for you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, that was the big point of
Mm,
this whole process of not having a team. Me screaming, "Oh, okay, I need a team. I need a team." You want people to what I've learned, what I looked in the mirror and said, "Man, are you leading good?
mm,
Are you communicating good? Are you doing the things you need to do to help people see your vision, or are you just screaming at them?" And
mhm.
not like not really screaming
Yeah,
at
I
them,
know
but
you're
but
not
yeah,
screaming, but
but
like
but
you feel me?
you're just saying demands, demands,
Yeah,
demands,
cause yeah, cause
demands.
it's a fine line.
Yeah,
Why do you think a company will have like a retreat
yeah.
or team
Yeah,
building.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay, let's all go bowling tonight. Because when you do those things, you're actually say it's like a corporate company, but
yeah,
corporate companies can still be small.
yeah,
So you'll see movies or certain shit where people go on retreats
yeah,
and they take their whole company,
yeah,
they do team building
yeah,
exercises, they'll go out for drinks
yeah,
because the boss is really trying to, the CEO rather, because we're talking about a corporate company,
yeah,
he's trying to get to know the people that are on his team because it helps him delegate better.
yeah,
Because I know that Jim just likes to take naps, or
yeah,
he just likes to do this. You feel me? I know how to get the best out of him.
yeah,
I know how to.
yeah,
I know how to make him work.
yeah.
Like, I know how to get him to do what I need him
And
to do just by getting to know him and being okay. Let's go get drinks. I see your tendencies. I see what makes you tick. Oh, your family this,
yeah.
your family that. Like, okay, cool. I know how to get him to work. I know how to get her to work.
Well,
And you start being able to okay,
well,
really
no, yeah,
delegate.
yeah, but
And I
yeah,
think that's important.
that's super important. But now, and I'll
Mhm.
go a step farther is to say, I'm nobody's boss. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? What I like to say is I'm creating a partnership because a, a, a boss, I don't own you. You're
Yeah,
you're
you have
you're
said that
you're
before.
you're, you're solely here to. I'm gonna go out and do everything I can to help people, to make sure people are paid, to make sure I'm doing the right things to create that. Because right now I'm such a small business that I can't afford to pay people right now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? My job is to go out here and find that money, find something to make this grow into something to where I could take care of people s- so they can take care of their families. They could take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really want to do. Again, I'm not your boss. We're creating a partnership so you can learn information or you can gain inspiration from what I'm doing to help you become your own CEO. I don't
Mhm.
mind people leaving to go off and do their own thing.
For sure.
I don't mind that at all because that's essentially important because you can't just give me everything. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just not for me. That's not morally right because
Mhm.
this is my company that I want to see grow. And if you want to
Mhm.
grow if you want to grow inside of that for how many every years, I'm thankful for it, and you're going to be accommodated for that once it
Mhm.
scales. You get what I'm saying? But if you want to go out and do your thing, that's the goal as a
For sure.
CEO, as a leader, you want to lead people in a path to where they're able to flourish on their dreams. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like
For
because
sure.
that's super important because if they're not if they're not flourishing and their dreams are not coming true, they're gonna they're gonna accidentally kill your dream because they're not gonna be motivated anymore.
Yeah, it's gonna be subconscious
Yeah,
resentment.
because
Yeah.
because they're not happy. They're not getting what
Mhm.
they want out of this. So my because I always go into it. How can I help you? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
what can I do for you? Because you're helping me essentially, yes, but I need to help you. Like I told somebody, if you because I have somebody on my team that has a brand too. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I said, look, you can learn from this. You know what I mean? And yes, what you
Sure.
do is important for your brand, but I can see that you're not really you're not really, you know, gun hold on your brand. Here's a brand
Mhm.
that's already proven themselves. Come over here, help me so I can help you. And then
Facts.
whatever you want to do with your brand at the end of the day, that's on you. And we can talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Or you could stay over here and grow within this company. And my goal is to, I'm not going to be the only, I like nice cars. I'm not the only one going to be in a nice car. I want my whole team in
Facts.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I want
Facts.
everybody in that because we just going, like you said, we'll pull up somewhere and we all feel nice. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, there's ways to do that. You know what I'm saying? Corporations have told us over time that that's not possible, but it is. If you're growing and scaling in the right way
Mhm.
and you're investing right, that's a whole nother story. It's like within my company, I want people to, because, and this is off topic, but real estate is the game. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
That's the game. So my job as a leader is to, all right, yeah, I love my brand and now I want to do that and everything like that.
Mhm.
But get my team into real estate too. Get them into stocks. Get
For
them into
sure.
stuff that's going to help them elevate and be their own leaders and bosses. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I'm the boss of me. I'm not the boss of anyone. I'm the boss of
For
me.
sure.
I can help lead other people. I think I'm a really good leader, and I can be better, but that's over time. But yeah, that's what I would say about that.
Yeah, and I think in the last year, just from y'all doing the store and then went how it went,
Hmm.
and then I think you went through a point this year where you was just figuring out how to get to the next level and the
Yeah,
next step after you did that. And I
yeah,
think you was trying to help people to your own detriment.
yeah,
And then I think you learned a lot from that, just from what you just said
yeah.
and how you're going about what you're doing now.
Well,
It's
well,
super dope.
what I
It's
learned,
super dope.
yeah, what I learned with that was is that it takes people to buy into a system,
Mhm,
and sometimes people don't want to buy into that system because they didn't create that system, and that's okay. You get what I'm saying? That's
mhm,
that's essentially okay. My goal was, I'm never, again, I don't own you. I'm not your boss. Let's get some money, so we can
mhm,
provide for our families and take care of our moms, our dads, our loved ones, our wives, or whatever we have. You know what I'm saying? Our children. Let's get the bread so we can take care of them and then take care of the people around us. That's my whole objective, is us to move as a unit and to be goal oriented and come together to accomplish one thing. And I think for that is, everybody had their own ideal of that one thing. You know what I'm saying? And
mhm,
and that's okay. You know what I mean? But I get to pick what I want to do, and that's what I went. I'm my own boss. And I seen that, me as my own boss, seen there was no elevation in what was happening. So I have to take myself out of this situation, sit still, because essentially I lost a lot of money. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? You gotta review that and say, okay, this isn't the best situation. Now, let
mhm,
me go stop, let me go regroup and understand what I truly, truly want. And
mhm,
I want, I'm sorry, I want to be in those conversations with those bigger brands. I want to work with, you know, Puma, Under Armour, or Nike, or whoever one day. Or I want to create my own
mhm,
individual flagship store where it's intimate, and us as black people can go and really have something for us. Like, I'm 100% black, you know what I'm saying? Like, to the core of me. We talk all day about shit like that, but that's important to me. It's like, I hold quality, I hold value in those things, and I want the masses to see that, and to see a black man in that space, to where I'm authentically myself. I'm not changing
mhm,
who I am. I'm not changing my voice. I'm not changing none of that shit. This is
mhm,
me. You know what I'm saying? And you could call it bougie or whatever the fuck you people try to call it, when black people try to put themselves in a certain space of where we were back in the day. We kings and queens. We come from that. That's the bloodline.
mhm,
Like, if you do your research, that's what the fuck we come from. So I'm gonna hold myself to that. I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna be structured. I'm gonna be militant. I'm gonna be all that shit.
mhm.
I'm not just gonna be that dumb creative, and I'm not saying anybody's dumb, but I'm not gonna be
No, for sure.
that. Like, I'm not gonna be that. And people around me, they gonna learn from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna learn from them. you know,
Yeah, and it's already too many examples of people taking the shit they want to do by the reins and making money and doing shit on their own terms.
yeah,
So
you
it's
know,
like,
you know, and it's not, and that's not bougie for black people to have standards. You know what I'm saying? It's not bougie for black people to want what we're placed on this earth to have. That's just not it, or that's the wrong light to see yourself. You know, because we deserve the worlds. We deserve those trips to the Turks, or you know, Italy, and you know, we deserve all that
mm,
shit because we influence a lot of that shit. We influence a lot out here. You know what I'm saying?
and don't own enough of it.
And,
Oh, I got
and,
something. I
and,
got
and,
something I want to talk
and
to you
yeah,
about.
and we don't own shit.
Hold on,
Go
hold
ahead,
on.
go
I got
ahead,
some.
go
I
ahead,
got some.
go ahead.
Um, and I just this is a baseline question because
Hmm.
it's this bag just been coming up in my vicinity
Yeah.
so much, and I'm just like, what is it about niggas? And I don't know if it's just the brands or what,
Nah, go ahead.
but this Marc Jacobs tote bag.
Hmm.
I got two little cousins that beg for them for Christmas. They got them. They carry them all the time. Then I just had this girl in my house,
Hmm.
and okay, cut that out.
Yeah.
I didn't have a girl at this house. I seen this girl,
Yeah.
and she had one too. And she she had a red one. My cousin got a black one. Other
Hmm.
cousin got a um, like a gray one.
Hmm.
But I'm like, why if all these black people and some of these black people, like my couple of my cousins that got them, and I'm not saying you can't have both, but they like one of my cousins, she's older, she has like multiple colors,
Hmm.
but she's like one of them girls that's like super buy black. You don't support black business. Oh, they're black business. Woo doo woo. But it's like you don't got any black owned bags, but you like niggas are making like black. I think black people solely and black girls solely made that Marc Jacobs tote bag like what it is.
I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
I'm gonna
And
tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what it is.
I'm like, why? I'm like, you don't have one Telfair bag, and I'm not saying you can't have both, but I'm like, where
I'm gonna
like
tell you what it.
it's almost a direct ripoff. But I'm like, how you so preachy on the black business, but
You want me
you
to?
making Mark Jacobs the thing,
You
like with
you you
everybody
want me?
else.
You want me to
Like I
tell
just
you?
don't get why black people do that. Like,
You want me to tell you why?
yeah, that's why I asked you.
It's all right. Not to make it too racy or anything like that, but it
Nah, you
starts.
can make it what you want to make
It,
it.
it, it it starts from way back when, you know, when we didn't have true,
Mhm,
when we were over here, we didn't have true identity, and our identity's kind of been shaped to what people
mhm,
want it to be. So it's a cold game, but here's the game. Um, you remember when they told black people they had to be in the suits and stuff like that? It's kind
mhm,
of like shifting the market. Like if you have, you know, this white company over here telling the preying on the black people and telling them what to buy and what to wear and how you should structure, or this is prestigious, if you get this car then you're on this type of level. um
mhm,
um the game's been rigged, you know what I'm saying, for us to believe that this is better than what this is. Like you can go to the you know, the Asian market, and you'll buy their food no problem. You'll buy and the price is the price. You'll go to a white establishment, and the price is the price. And that Jeff Ruby steak down the street is $100. But my man over here, the black man, could have that same type of steak and charge
mhm.
$30, and it's just too much. But
Yeah,
we'll go to Jeff Ruby's in our best and pay that 120, you know, just because structure. What I will tell black people, we got to get our structure right. We got to get our
for sure.
business right. We can't come in there talking that a certain type of way. We no, you could talk however you, let me take that back. You could talk
Mhm,
however the fuck you want to talk, but your structure need to be right.
for
Your
sure.
your presentation needs to be right. You know what I'm saying? Like those
Mhm,
things matter. That's the only reason people are paying that for that, is because presentation, and they think, you know,
But you look,
it's but
it's in every
it's a
it's
mind
in every industry now.
it's a mindset.
Like
It's a mind
and
bruh, like literally. I'm and I'll get hype about this because we can reference it to. I really use a certain amount of GSMs in my hoodies and everything
mhm,
that's heavy, just like these Balenciagas, whoever the fuck you want to say. I do that on purpose. I do because I'm not gonna get my customer bullshit, of course, but I want my
mhm,
shit to last. But guess what? They charge you $1,000 for that hoodie. I'm
mhm,
charging 110, and I'm coming in super super low when I need to
mhm.
be charging 250 for a sweatshirt. But I still get slack off that. Like I still get people that tell me like your prices are too high, and it's
Yeah, I
like
know. I was on the phone. I was with you one day when you was going through that with
yeah,
somebody.
and that be the thing of like you have to explain yourself as a
And when
black
she was
woman.
explaining that none of her friends is gonna spend that much on a hoodie, I was like, I bet you if I go in their closet, there's a Balenciaga hoodie that they spent that on.
Yeah, and
Because I can already tell you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about, you know
yeah,
who I'm
yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
I can already tell by the way she talks and the way she carries herself that she not hanging out with no people
Nah,
that's
but
not
but
spending that.
but but
They
but when
and
you
when she said it, I'm like, I know some of them girls you hang with is probably have
they got the
buy
Louis
sell
bags,
shoes.
they got the Chanel
Yeah,
bags, they got the
yeah,
shit.
like
But she didn't see me in that light. That's all
yeah,
I'm saying. Like
not for sure. And that's a good example because I
pe-
was like,
people
I
gotta
know,
see people gotta see
yeah,
you. We don't see ourselves in that light. We don't see ourselves as
mm,
being like we. And I can't say this for the masses. The people that
no, for
I
sure.
surround myself
No,
with,
I'm
yeah,
not saying I'm
yeah,
asking
yeah,
you, so
yeah.
you ain't gotta
The
talk about the
people, yeah,
masses,
yeah. The people that
right?
my true experience with this is people don't see that value in 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 you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
There's some people that see that value, but certain people that don't see that value, and you know what you know that you do the homework, you know that you're you're going into these Neiman Marcus, like you're going to Saks Fifth, you're going into all these stores and you're filling their garments, you're making sure that you're right in line with this, you know what I'm saying? But people have to see you in that light. They see Louis
mhm,
Vuitton, and and we as black people start like we just start Google and Gaga and after it, and
mhm,
it's like, okay, I can bring you that same thing. I can bring you that same thing, and they're like, all right, I won't pay you $50 for it, huh?
facts,
Are you kidding me? Like, we're not even close, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's just embedded in us, and that's where I'm like, fuck that. I'm not compromising this.
mhm,
Cause I could I could let the noise say, oh, $75 for it. No, my shit is worth mm, really 300. But guess what?
fact.
I'm gonna come in at 110, 130, and we're gonna see what they do. You know what I'm
But
saying?
it cuts deep on every level. Because if you look at like a Casamigos,
Yeah.
like black people made that shit what it is,
And
like
that's
the
not even the
name
best, that's not
mean
even the best tequila.
it's not. And you look at a nigga like George Clooney, he sold that shit for 60 million. It's like we not reaping none of those benefits. So it's like
And that be the
it
thing.
makes it makes it hard for me to get on the trains when yeah, us as black people, it's a cool thing. It's we making memes, we making it cool, we putting it in songs, but it's
Because it be
like
because
you you not reaping none of the benefits, cuz like
it's because we like again ownership. Ownership is important. Like I can't
mhm.
preach this enough, man. Like a lot of us want to own 100% of nothing. We got to split this shit up,
No,
man.
for sure,
Well,
for sure.
we got to split this shit up and be okay with working for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta be okay with working for each other because with my experience, one of the homies, you know what one of the homies said about working. Like, it's not like I
Yeah.
work for you. Like, y'all act like I work for y'all, and it's just like,
Mhm.
hey, bro, like it ain't okay. And you go work for that white man. You know what I'm saying? You go work for whoever else. It's okay to work for your brother. It's okay to work with your brother. It's okay. You
Mhm.
gonna get money. We gonna be straight if we work together and we do what we need to do when we attack the masses and everybody's putting their best foot forward. It's okay that you didn't create it. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and it's okay to and it's okay to people like me that just do it. I ain't gonna say blindly, but that just do it because that's just what you believe in, and that's what you wholeheartedly want to
The
do. It's
splits.
just like because I had a nigga I didn't even know until Ellie told me a nigga said, "Oh, Dot just be gassing you up. Dot just do whatever you say." And Ellie was like, "Nigga, no, he don't." like,
Nah, no.
like
You're
Dot
very
just go,
you
Dot
you,
just go hard. But
you
that's another way of me being slighted for working hard with and for one of my niggas. I just
well,
believe in
no,
that.
that's a slight.
You feel me?
That's a slight because you're a person that believes in the process, and if somebody's process ain't right, why the fuck would you believe in it? Or why would
Right.
you, if they ask you to do something and their process is all over the place and they're not constructing good business or something that you can believe in, then why would I go work for and do something? If you like, again, this goes along with your business
No,
has to
but
be
I
right.
get I get
Y-
that, but
y-
the point I was getting at is that it's not a bad based on what you were saying, it's not a bad thing that and based on what that person said about what I do for my friends and the people I believe in, they was saying it like it was a slight, like I was just
Of course,
like I was you feel me?
of course.
So basically all I'm saying is to the people that's like me, it's not a bad thing to help somebody else do what they do if you play that role.
Yeah,
You
no,
feel me?
it's not because it's everybody has a position.
Mhm.
Like some people are made to invent, and there's some people that bring to that invention what they need. Like there's pieces.
Mhm.
Like you have your Michael Jordan, you have your Pippen, you have your Steve like you have these pieces that make something great. You get what I'm saying? One may get more credit, but you were still there to help position and make this a championship thing, a team, a company. You put your input. What we're seeing right now is everybody wants
Mhm.
to have 100% of nothing. Like everybody wants to be the creator, even if it's not good, or even if it's great, but they
Mhm.
don't have the structure or the business right. They're scared
Mhm.
to bring someone in because that will give that person their credit. No, I'm gonna say this loud and proud. Like Dot's helped me with a lot of things. Other people have helped me with a lot of things. I'm not
And
the
you're gonna
only.
and we just had and we just had a conversation at the studio about this. It's like you're when everybody like you're not gonna get left behind. You're not if everybody plays their
If you're
if
doing
you
your job, there's
play
no way you can be left
yeah
behind.
yeah if you play your role, do one thing, do it well, like you'll be able to like because it ties into the whole conversation, and I'm just trying to you feel me
Hmm.
get my mindset off and where I'm at with stuff, just so when we start putting these out, it's gonna help some
Hmm.
other people who's trying to figure out and trying to get in certain spaces.
Yeah.
Bro, do one thing and do it really well and know how to play your role
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Because it's like that's one way you get in. Do the work that nobody's doing.
Yeah.
Do the work that nobody wants to do.
Do the work that
Like
nobody wants to do.
Yeah.
Because again, what I've learned,
And
what
if you do it well, people are gonna notice it, and people are gonna see you as an asset. It's
okay,
like,
somebody told me this. All right, I own this company, okay, and you know, if I go there and I sweep the floors, right? If I'm sweeping the floors in the environment as the owner,
mhm,
leader, CEO, I'm
mhm,
sweeping the floors, and then the people that work under me or work with me come in and they see me sweeping the floors. What does that say? That I'm willing to do this. Now they see me. Now they pick up the broom and they start sweeping. Because
mhm,
if you see the leader doing it as well, I'm the one that's gonna go in here and meet and walk in place. I'm the one that's gonna help pick up the load. What did I do last? Like this wasn't even my photo shoot. I'm
mhm,
gonna go get Dotted towel so he could wipe his face off.
mhm,
I'm gonna carry his bags and stuff because I have no problem
mhm,
doing that. Most people would
mhm,
say that's beneath me. I'm this influent. I gotta be this cool
mhm,
person. And nah, fuck that. All right, my man is over here sweating. Like, let me go get him a paper towel, wipe up his face so it don't get in his eyes, so he can get the shot.
mhm,
Oh, he needs help putting his stuff in the bag. Pack this shit up. Let's put it on my back. What you need me to do? You need me to go get you a drink? Cool. I don't have a problem doing that.
mhm,
I own my. I don't. There's nothing. This ain't belittling any. Like it's not belittling anyone to
mhm.
help or work for your brother. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just not.
Yeah, but I'll be having people come to me for advice all the time. They be like, one of the homies that you feel me, I used to work with, and I just know he was like, bro, he's like, bro, you be doing some cool shit. He's like, how you always around cool people doing cool shit? Like, why do people fuck with you so much? And I was like, I never thought about that, but I was like, that's because I said I make myself an asset to people.
Yeah, you have to.
Like,
You have
because
to.
you're only good, like, especially, and it's mutually beneficial. So it's like it's not malicious or like deceiving, but it's like everybody that I fuck with, I'm just as much as an asset to them as they are to me.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
feel
but
me?
that's super important too because
Yeah.
you learn you like
Mhm.
people will give you information.
But you have to be an asset, bro.
You
You have to make
like
yourself an asset in some type of way.
like
Like,
they will straight up give you the information if they
mhm,
feel that you're valuable. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Or they feel like you're an asset. Like if you get in these rooms, just do something and listen, like really listen. People will give you
mhm,
the information if you're around them and you're doing something, you're helping them. If you're helping them grow, why would I
mhm.
help you grow if you can't help me grow? Because
Facts.
most people come into this thing like they ask me, "Hey, bro, help me start my brand." Huh? Bro, you've never bought anything from me. I don't know who you are. Like, why would I do this? Well, like, what incentive is it for me to stop what I'm
And
doing?
And that's why, you feel me, I was trying to figure out what value do I have and what could people learn from me. And I
Yeah.
think that's a big thing people can learn from me is that I made myself an asset. And that's why I
Yeah.
like that we doing this and recording it because um it's a way for me to tell my type of stories and
Yeah.
my evolution and where I'm at and where I've been and what I've done. And because I'm gonna tell you how I started. One day, like obviously I was just at the studio
Mhm.
for years with niggas just being a fly on the wall, just chilling
Mhm.
and just being around dope shit.
Mhm.
I used to go to even with clothes and shit, I used to go to Oneness every day and just be around and
Mhm.
you feel me? Just shop there and shit. But one day, this girl asked me in the studio, like, this is before I started taking pictures or anything. She was like, "What do you do?" And I couldn't give her an answer.
Mhm.
And then, and then, obviously, at that time, I started like searching for shit that I like to do. And this is after Just for Kicks and after I did all the shoe shit. And I was still telling niggas what I used to do back then. And you feel me? And I was still trying to figure out, okay, what's gonna be my thing? And then I was doing what I was doing, like in all these avenues, being around Tyler, doing close shit with him,
Mhm.
just trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And when she asked me that, I was like, okay, I really don't have a definite answer to that question. So I was like, I gotta find
Mhm.
myself more and find what I like more.
Yeah.
Like I gotta really figure out, okay, how can I be an asset to the people I'm around?
Yeah.
And then I started learning, okay, I have to be an asset in order for me to cut through and to have an answer to that question. You feel me? So
Yeah.
that was kind of like baseline journey when I started like trying to figure out what what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And and you could tell like I want to know how you I think you've loosely told me about how you figure out like okay, I'm gonna definitely make my own brand. This is what I want to do.
Um,
Like
I mean, that's over time though. Like you got to understand, like, my mother worked for Dillard's. She still works for Dillard's. Trying to get her
mhm,
up out of there. You know what I mean? But
mhm,
she was a store manager. So she would always like. First of all, my mom's a single parent. So she chose that job so she could get discounts on clothes, so
mhm,
we could have clothes and shoes and stuff. Um, she taught me how to shop. She's taught me like my fashion sense. Said she loves shoes, she loves clothes. My grandmother early when I was a little kid, she always said never go out of the house with dirty shoes or dirty clothes. Always be presentable. When you step out of here. So clothes has always been a thing for me because I grabbed onto that very very early due to the influence around me. My uncles would always dress. He would dress in these like suits from like City Slickers, and it's just how I look. He may not have been shopping from there, but he had those Stacy Adams on and stuff. So fashion's always been really big to me. So that's essentially probably where it started. From me, I think everybody has that first day fit feeling, where they
mhm.
sleep with their clothes. I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I got my shoes, I got my Jordans, I got whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I remember those first days being really big to me, and then every day would be like that first day when we were talking about like dressing. Like every day felt like the first day to me, to where it would take me 2 or 3 hours to get dressed, or I'll miss the bus, or I'll miss my ride to school because it's taking me so long to get dressed, or I'm looking at BT TV, MTV Jams, or whatever to see like the newest styles that's coming out. Spring bling was really really big to me because I would look at that and see what people are wearing to 106 in Park, to even before then. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I didn't know at the time, but I probably after I stopped playing basketball, I knew what my first love was. My
Is
first,
it any moments that stick out that where
um,
you made it? That's what I'm looking for. Is any moments that stick out where you made that definitive decision, like this is what the fuck I'm gonna do? Like,
um, quitting basketball. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but quitting basketball helped me understand what the first love was. It was always
mm,
clothes, and
mm,
quitting that. And I told my brother, because my brother, like, I had been doing basketball for my whole entire life. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Um, D1 professional basketball, got hurt. Then I called my brother and was like, man, I'm quitting. Like, I'm done with this. He begged me not to, like, to the point where he
That's
was,
when you was doing the overseas
yeah,
and shit.
yeah. He begged me not to the point of overseas. He was crying and stuff like, bro, you don't want to. It's not that he didn't believe in me. He just
Mm,
know he just like a basketball, and he told me very early. My mom and my brother, like probably when I was, I want to say in elementary or something like that. They said I can't see you having a regular 9 to 5 job,
mm,
like super early. Swear to God.
yeah.
Um, and he begged me over the phone not to quit, and I was like, bruh, I'm gonna be straight, bro. Like I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna do brand. I'm gonna do a clothing brand, and that was
Mhm.
like I knew I was gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's every day is a struggle with this entrepreneur shit, I know that this is what I'm meant to do. Just because I
Mhm.
think about clothes every single day nonstop. To what people
Mhm.
are wearing, to commercial movies, what like to anything can become a design to me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like to being outside and or traveling, seeing a billboard, or how can I shift that into like clothes? You know what I mean? So yeah, that was probably the moment I was like, yeah, I want a brand. You know what I'm saying? Even earlier when I was in JUCO, I would have a little pad of like my first brand while I was in JUCO coming out of high school. It was Words Hurt, Silent Kills. That's what I
Mhm.
wanted my first brand to be called. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, that was kind of a dope spin. So fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I might even do something with that little slogan.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Words
That's a
hurt.
good slogan, but that's a terrible name for a brand.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. What I know. It was my first. Man, it was like in That was like in oh 09, oh 09, oh 07, oh 09. I had a little. I
Niggas,
wish I wish I
niggas,
had. I wish I had
niggas
that
is heavy
notebook.
on the self help quotes back then. That's when niggas used to go.
Word,
Niggas used to go get quotes and post them on Facebook.
yeah, yeah. Like it was even. No, that was Facebook. That was a Facebook
Yeah, well, yeah, I used to do it. Get quotes
account.
offline and then post them on Facebook.
But shit, I'm really into poetry too, so that's where it like
Nah, for sure.
yeah. So it was like, all right, words hurt, silent kills. You know,
Mhm.
you use the words for it. It might could be something.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and then I had little logos for it and all that shit. So, yeah, it's probably even before the overseas shit. I was building up to this. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's yeah. I mean, dope little moment, dope little story, man. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man, we could probably wrap up right here. Um,
Nah, for sure.
um, but yeah, man, I don't know if we have an outro. We ain't got that yet. This is really fresh. So I'll just say we keep
Nah, we starting off with just clips, bro. We
yeah
gonna cook this shit up.
yeah clipped it
Yeah.
clip it up, and then what
We
how
gonna
do
put we
I'm gonna
gonna
put it
clip
on
out the
YouTube.
best parts
I'm gonna put it on
and
YouTube.
then
I'm
mhm.
gonna download it on YouTube right away, and then I'll send you the link, and then we can kind of like clip it up from there.
Yeah.
Bec-
And I got a good concept out of that too, out of that story.
uh-huh.
Cause I've never seen no brand really do it. The first day of school feeling.
Yeah.
Like I wrote down first day of school concept
Yeah.
for a campaign.
Okay.
Like just something as simple as a clip of like somebody who just looks young. We
Yeah.
can find somebody to use where they just setting out their
Yeah.
clothes. And it's
Yeah.
just all wild things.
Yeah. That's a dope feeling. Yeah. We could
Yeah.
definitely do that. That's a
Yeah,
dope feeling.
we gotta recreate that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it even be dope to do it in the infinity wall,
Yeah.
like have some type of
The bed.
couch.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
bed
have type
or
of a bed or some type
yeah.
of bed or a couch and
Yeah.
build a small set,
Yeah.
and then you have the clothes laying on the bed,
Yeah.
you take some pictures,
Yeah.
and you do a little video.
Yeah.
That would be hard.
Yeah,
You feel me?
we can definitely that'll be one of the concepts for the black and the let's do that for the black hoodie,
Mhm,
because I kind of want to use the concept for the blue hoodie around like what I told you, like Bones playing that little piano. I
mhm.
got a portable piano that we could set in there, but yeah, we'll use that. But yeah, we out. I'll get that. I'll get that over to you right now. I'm a
That's
download
about
it. All right, cool. Bet.
yeah.
Yep.